Hi, I'm John Napolitano with U.S. Wealth Management. We're here live at the New England Food Show. And again, we're going to teach you how to do things just a little bit better. Karl Guggenmos is with me today. Karl is a Dean Emeritus at Johnson & Wales University and also the Chief Culinary Consultant, Business Consultant, everything for SnapChef.
Senior Business Advisor.
Senior Business Advisor. Anyway, what we're going to learn today is fish.
Yeah.
I've fed the seagulls really pretty well in my day as a fisherman because I'm such a crappy filleter. So we want to know a couple things. First is how we're going to fillet this bad guy.
Right.
But the second, even before we take a knife to it, how do you know if you got a fresh fish other than if you hauled it in yourself?
Yeah, they're very, very simple tests you can do. Number one, obviously, smell. If it doesn't smell very strong, I mean, some seafood smells, but you don't want to have an overpowering smell to it. But there are very clear signs of a fresh fish. Number one, you look at the eyes. If the eyes are very clear, just like this, and translucent, that means it's a very fresh fish. Then you may want to check under the gills, like right under here. And if the color is still bright and clear, that means it's a very fresh fish. If it gets gray and kind of or odd looking, then you have some problems.
Been out of water too long, huh?
And then the final telltale, now on the redfish, you don't have a lot of heavy scales, but with scaly fish, you just pull on the scales. If they come up very, very easily and it's too soft to the touch and falls off, then you know that's been a little bit older. So.
Now, if you're filleting a big fish, like a big 40-inch striped bass or something, all right, you might leave a little meat on the bone. But with this little guy, you need to be good.
Right.
So
It's all about cost.
How do you size it up and know you're doing it right?
Well, it's always very easy, and we're going to demonstrate it on this redfish. Redfish is a local fish, and we have actually the redfish soup, which is an incredible dish that you can taste that over at our booth. But
I did.
for this particular fish, and it's with any fish, you just simply follow the anatomy of the fish. So you start with the gills, come down on the back, make sure you're not going to cut into the rib cage. And simply, well, the other thing is you have to have a very sharp knife. The ideal knife is a fillet knife like this, maybe a little bit more flexible for filleting large fish or smaller fish. So what we're going to do is we pull this little fin up here, and then we make a cut very close to the gill. You can feel that bone right here, and you want to put your knife in and just very gently cut down and feel your way so you know exactly where you're going. Simply let the knife guide you and the resistance that you feel, and not going to make a deep cut. Then you come around on the corner like this, and you go very tight on the backbone, down all the way to the tail fin, and then you lift it up. So there's a little bit on the, I mean, you can't avoid it, but for the most part we got it pretty much all off. Then you lift it up, you can see that, and you just simply, very easily, let the knife guide you along the bones. Filleting fish is actually when you start learning to not force it and kind of have a very sharp knife and make sure that you follow those the rib cage bones, you will never have too much trouble. And I had to learn it the hard way. One time I messed up for a customer when I was an apprentice, and I got called in and I had to fillet fish all night long. So now we have one beautiful fillet.
Sure
I'm going to lay this right here. Then we're going to turn it over. We start the same procedure on the other side. Maybe move a little faster. Come down on the side. Obviously you have to, when you flip it over, you have to be a little bit more careful because it goes the opposite way. Slide the tip of the knife along the bone. See how this works?
Yeah, beautiful.
Just like that. You just kind of move forward.
Bones are on the fish where they belong.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
And when, like, the other thing is you have to remember that the top fin bone, the backbone here, is very close together. But when you come to the rib cage, it's kind of sheds out a little bit. It kind of gets moves toward the outside. So you have to be careful not to cut into the bones. And when you have like a bone that kind of breaks like this, you have to make sure that you go back and move over to it. And there we go. With a large fish, it's pretty much the same way. It's just a lot. It's actually easier to do because the bones are stronger and you don't cut in too easily into the bones and cut accidentally a piece of bone. And you come down this way. And there you go. You have the second
Well
one.
done. Ready for the frying pan.
And then, well, we still have a few things to do.
And there's more?
Yeah, we're going to use all of the fish. These days, food cost is everything, and you can actually utilize a lot of the other items. This, for example, will make a great little garnish on a seafood dish. You just simply flatten it out. You can either dry it, or you can bread it and deep fry it. It makes a nice little snack or garnish on a dish. Extra volume, extra revenue. Then cut this piece off.
Okay, I have a really dumb rookie
There we go.
question for you. What about the eyeballs? Does anyone eat those?
The eyeballs, yes, a lot of people eat. Well, we're going to do it, but it's going to.
I'm not going to do it for you, though, on this demo.
All right, we're going to let it go.
You were
Nobody
gonna,
here.
You
no-
wanted me to eat that?
Yeah, nobody will eat it here. But actually, in Asia,
The
in
ultimate
India,
sushi.
a lot of people ate it. I had it before. You have to get over the resistance in your mind
Agreed.
that it's an eyeball, and then it will taste just like an oyster.
Very nice. Well, there you go.
So we cut the head off like this, and we just put this one back in here. And the head can use for a beautiful fish head soup. And there you go. You have a beautiful.
We have one
Filleted
deconstructed redfish ready
redfish,
for
yeah.
cooking. Well,
place
Karl,
this
thank
right
you
here.
very much. I know this is going to be very popular, and I
Right.
hope someone learns how to fillet a better fish. This is Karl Guggenmos, Master Chef, and one of the big guys at SnapChef. Thank you for what you do.
Well, thank you very much.
All right.